that maybe, really that's going to happen? Well, go ahead and let that happen. Or, worse yet, why don't you make a quick run here? Because nobody's going to come looking anyway. If they do, we can block. Go ahead, do a little run here. And then when you do that, about an hour, I'm going to run into the office and make sure I let everybody know. Hey, the whole thing can collapse. We got to do something right now. I don't know. I will tell you that I've never believed in that kind of stuff before. I don't believe in the Star Chamber. I have to tell you, I can't dismiss that stuff now as just crazy. It's crazy, but it may not just be crazy talk. And here's why. People didn't see this coming, or so they tell us. Why? Because, well, it's so complex. You just don't know. I mean, there are all kinds of systems. Oh, there's people. Geithner, he's the only man that can get on television and make the stock market go down 300 points. We need him. He's got to unveil his plan. He's the smartest guy out there. And he's the only guy, the smartest man alive. He's the only one that can get on television and say, you know what, we're going to try some stuff that have never been tried before, and most likely, we could still be wrong. Oh, he's the only guy that, I could have done that. The Washington people, and much of America, has bought into something that Carl Sagan warned about on technology. Carl Sagan wrote a book right before his death called The Demon-Haunted World. He was an atheist, and this book, when I first read it, I haven't read it in years, when I first read it, it actually made me so angry because he was so anti-religion, but I continued to read it. He compared technology to the Catholic Church of the Dark Ages. And what he said was, technology is getting so far above us that if we're not careful, if people don't educate themselves, you will have a new high priest. Because right now your computer crashes and you're at work. You just go, IT, somebody, and the priests from IT come in. Oh, I'll fix your computer. No, don't touch it, don't touch it. I know exactly what to do. I speak its language. You don't speak its language, but I do. When computers and technology go down, it might as well be Latin to most of us. We don't know what to do. And so we empower the people to take care of us. And he warned of a time where technology could go so far above our heads that we're slaves to it, or to the few high priests that know how to operate that technology. Well, I would like to contend that we have high priests. We have high priests of finance. And the economy is nothing but Latin to most people. And they have intentionally made it Latin. Did the priests during the Dark Ages, did they make it Latin to make it easy for everybody? You've read the Bible. I've read the Bible. I can understand it. I don't understand all of it, but I try, and it's up to me to figure it out. My salvation is from me. I'm the one that accepts the salvation. I'm the one that says, oh, I get it. I can change, and that's when that is granted to me. Not somebody else. Why do I need the middleman? I don't need the middleman. It's me and Jesus. Middlemen were created for power. Well, these middlemen have created a system that is so unbelievably complex. And then they have said to our government officials around the turn of the century, don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you never have a headache again. We'll take care of it. Oh, no, don't worry. It's very complex. You don't even need to pay attention to it. And so people didn't. And so people, when they're told, go spend, it's good for the economy, we go spend. Because they tell us things we want to hear. We'll never have a depression or a recession ever again. It won't happen. Don't worry, the Fed is there. The Fed can work its magic. Is it possible Is it possible that the solution is the problem? I contend that yes, it is. It's not only possible, I believe the problem, the solution is the problem. I'm not saying that I think it might be. The problem all comes from the solution. We don't speak the language, so we can't be guardians. What he says sounds ridiculous. Well, I had a lady call up. She was freaking out. Maybe we should listen to her. Maybe she has an idea. That sounds ridiculous because you're like, what? When I said Captain Sully should be the guy who is running the Treasury, everybody goes, come on, you don't have any finance degree. You don't need it. You need common sense. Do you know how to run your house? Do you know how to balance a checkbook? Do you know how to do those things? Now, are you a higher thinking person? Or are you somebody book? How to do those things, ideas, and blow them up into a bigger picture? I think he is. More importantly, I think he's humble. More importantly, I think he is, he's probably got a pretty quick study on him, and he's got a good gut. I'd like somebody from outside that circle. But see, the Fed doesn't allow that to happen. They pick the nominees. The Fed, the banking community, they pick. Mr. President, it's your selection, whoever you want out of these people. You can't even pick outside from the picks that they want you to pick. Do it. Now it's these people. But I want that guy over there because he's not part of you guys. No. You don't understand. You pick our people. When did this sound like a good idea to anybody? When is somebody going to start questioning this? When is somebody going to say, excuse me, slam on the brakes here real quick? They're not going to, because as Ronald Reagan learned, you don't cross the Fed. You cross the Fed, and they will tube it. You know what? People need to get to the point to where they say, my freedom is worth more than my house. I will eat potatoes and grow my own food, and I'll live under a bridge with my family if I must. I would rather do that temporarily and rebuild this country from scratch than live under someone else's thumb.